You have probably heard me say this a couple of times in the stream here or there, but I often say that one of the things in these stories and these narratives that we read and experience that we don't talk about enough are the lessons that they impart and the big picture takeaway. What is the purpose of us reading a story like The Boy Who Cries Wolf when you're younger? It's to teach you to stop capping, don't lie and fib. And there may be a day where you need someone to believe you, but if you've built up the reputation of a liar, when you need someone to believe in you the most, they may not. And I honestly thought the kind of ideology clash between Ha Satcha and Cheonhee in this chapter was really dope. And I know more people kind of side with Ha Satcha and wanted to just chill, relax, and be lazy. But I actually come from the school of thought of Cheonhee. While I think rest is important and you need days to kind of be lazy and whatnot, I think hard work, discipline, and not letting down the people who pushed you to the point that you are is actually a very admirable trait. And I think Cheonhee is a really cool character, and I've always liked her since the last station. So let's talk about it. Y'all talking time just tick away. You ain't clocking hours on the day. All that watch is stopping what you claim. Dollar crosses Rio got me name. Hoping God just get me out this game. Resting is important. You need to rest. I learned this lesson from Goku actually back when they were fighting against Cell and he refused to go back in the hyperbolic time chamber because it was too hard on the body. And when you start working out and and you're into like lifting and stuff, you learn about how important your rest days are. So it's not like I disagree fully with Ha Satcha's kind of viewpoint and whatnot, but to have people push you to a certain point and sacrifice things and then you get to a certain level, I respect the mentality to be strong enough to withhold that, because you can be talented and you can crumble under that pressure because you're mentally unable to live up to it. Like Ha Satcha, I would argue, because she just wanted to be lazy. She never wanted to do this, but she was talented, and thus people pushed her to do certain things. And this is something I can understand to a certain degree just because I was very athletic growing up, right? And I'm a soccer player, right? So I actually kind of understand it. But I actually saw with Cheonhee here on the idea of after a hard day's work, you earn your rest, and that's when you get to relax. Yes, after a battle, after a mission, after a day of paperwork or whatever we do in the Jahad Empire, that is when I will take my rest, and I very, very much respect that. But the thing that I actually even found more interesting about her is every time she's clashed with a person from the Ha family, she has always been the inferior one, especially from an innate talent position. Think about her kind of battle and back and forth with Yuri, and Yuri even kind of probably being as strong, if not stronger than her, as an A rank regular. And then again here with Ha Satcha, I would honestly argue that she would have won that fight if it did kind of go into its completion. But still, she has a duty and a responsibility, and she's going to see it through to the end, even if that means her eventual demise. She will die standing on her 2 feet as a soldier, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for that. I did think the conversation with Yuri saying she may have not been able to handle the pressure of being a Jahad princess to be interesting. I don't agree with that based on the backstory that I saw with her and her father, and how hard she's worked to get to this point, and how she's like, hey, I was not the only reason that I'm here today, and I have to actually stand on my own 2 feet for the people who pushed me to this point, and I really like that. Cheonhee has a really cool design too. Like, I think she's really cool. I think she's based off something to do with Buddhism. I'm sorry, I can't remember it off the top of my head. And I tend to like very random small details, and this is one of the smallest 2 that I can think of, because she has a diamond in her forehead, which kind of reminds me of Caliban, like Essence of Bravery kind of motif. Even when he kind of comes in the last station and he has like the Essence of Bravery diamonds in his like coat, or his like trench coat, if you will, and he has a diamond in his forehead too now and whatnot. Plus, she always has one eye closed. Originally, I thought maybe she was missing an eye or something, but I just noticed that she just tends to close one eye here or there. So you almost kind of body Han Sung-yu. I like her Demon Wind Transcendental, and this is a character that I don't necessarily expect to be extremely important, but I do hope that she gets a couple more character moments and maybe a chance here and there to showcase what she can do. Obviously, her position is a testament to how hard she's worked to get to this point.
in addition to Caliban having a whole lot of faith in her. So she is still a pretty tremendous character, all things considered, but I just really think she's cool. Like, I just always like, she's one of my favorite. I'm not gonna act like she's my favorite character, one of the best Ha family characters. Actually, in terms of the Ha family, with her, Hajin Sung, and Yurin probably amongst my favorites. So yeah, she's top 4 for Ha family members that I've met, or anybody with Ha family blood. I'm pretty sure Novik is kind of like a descendant from there too. But anyways, she's cool. I respect the way that she goes about her job and her daily life, and only wanted to rest after a hard day of work, and not kind of just wanted to be like Ha Satcha and just lay around and do a bunch of nothing. And that she strived to be great, even though the odds were against her, where Thing was pushed to be great even though she didn't want to be. I actually thought that was a cool clash there in terms of beliefs and the life that they live. That's all we got to say, though. I don't want to make this longer than it needs to be. So shout out to Cheonhee. I have a tremendous amount of respect for you, even if you're not a character that I see a lot of people care or talk about. I like you, so you're good in my book. Shout out to the Patreon gang. The 5th Zen Gods came through. I truly appreciate it. You guys already know that. Shout out to Cayenne. Shout out to Sunny Kothapali. Shout out to Scobe, Tris, Revenant, Chris, Chromizone, and the homie Big Abdel. You know I appreciate it, man. Y'all be safe. You're...
in my drugs, yeah. Pour it in my cup, yeah. Sitting in my darkness with my ghouls, we pouring up. I don't really give a fuck, I don't really have a say. Yeah. You tell me that I suck, I tell you get up out my face. You got tears in your eyes, looking like a fool.